Alright guys, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I'm going to do a pre-flight of the airplane here. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through what I would normally do before I go fly any day. A little evening flight today. It's should be pretty nice. But yeah, open the hanger up here. Still got the chocks on, and I'm just kind of walking you guys through normal pre-flight. So let's do it. Alright, so the first thing I always like to do is just take the pitot cover off. Just because it's kind of a big thing and it makes a big difference if it's on or off. So just simply unwrap it like that, and then just kind of bundle it up because it goes in a little compartment in there. And the next thing is going to be checking oil. Open it up here. Show you guys what that looks like. So a little oil cap here, and take that off like this. Set it down there. And you just reach in there, grab the little thing, oil dipper, tells you how much oil. So a little on the low side, but should be good for this flight. We'll just fill it up next time we go. So it looks good. I also like to just look in the engine, see if I can see anything obviously wrong. Doesn't really look like you can't really tell that much, but if you know a big wire, hose is unhooked, that's just something that's obviously wrong and could easily be spotted like that. So let's close that back up. So now that's good to go. So we got the pitot cover, the oil, and I like to just check the big things first before I do the little walk around thing. Now I'm gonna come over here. The fuel cap's on, and we are good on fuel. Right there it says we have about 13 gallons of fuel in there. So that's 3/4 of a tank almost. So plenty of fuel. That's 3 hours at full power. So that's plenty for us. Yeah, now I'm gonna do the walk around kind of part of the pre-flight. All right. So first thing, after I already took the pitot cover off, but I like to just double check. So I always be like, okay, pitot cover's off, and then I run my finger around my hands and look at the propeller, and I'm looking for big dents or just any kind of abnormalities in the propeller, and you can also kind of feel there's anything in it. Same thing on this one, just making sure there's nothing obviously wrong with it. The next thing, I'm gonna make sure the wheels are all pumped up, so I can do this in one little scan, make sure they're all kind of pumped up, looking good. And we also put this new nose gear leg on, and these are the bolts that hold it on right there. So the last couple times I've been checking to make sure all those bolts and all those screws are in, just because we could easily have made a mistake on this. So this looks good. I don't see any cracks or anything in this. The exhaust pipe, looking for any cracks or anything that you can see. Looks pretty good, kind of solid, so that's good. Also looking for leaks, any oil streaks or anything, which doesn't look like there is. So that's pretty good. Another double check at the tires, looking good. So the next thing is gonna be the wing. So I'm just looking for big dents or any big abnormalities in the wing. Doesn't look good. Now I'm gonna look at these lights. I always like to do this, make sure no cracks or anything. Now I'm gonna look at these lights, make sure there's no cracks or anything. So these are the nav and strobe. There's the landing light. And then our wings actually can be detached, so it's always a good idea to pull on them just to make sure they're not loose. And then this is the flaperon, so it's a flap and an aileron. And I always like to check the connection, so that's going to be right here, making sure the what it's called, the seal. There's a little mark right there, just making sure that's properly lined up and it's not moving around. It's tight, so that's one thing I'm checking for. This one looks good too here, and this one looks perfect. And then the next thing, I know there's 3 things on the bottom of our airplane. So there's 1, 2, 3. So there's the static port, that's the radio antenna, and the transponder GPS. Then we're gonna move to the stabilizer. Again, no dents or anything. Moves up and down fine. And then The rudder moves left and right fine. A little squeak, but that's okay. It's always been there. And I'm also checking the connections here, just to make sure. Move around here. You know, it goes up and down fine. Looking for dents on this side of the stabulator too. This thing, just making sure it's stable. That's basically it for the back. Do the same thing on this flaperon. Move it up and down, and check all 3 little bolts here. Here's one. There's one looking good. Pull on the wing, make sure it's not coming off. And flaps or lights don't look like they have any cracks in them. There's not a landing light on this side, we just have one on the other side. And the stall warning horn is free. And that is our pre-flight. All right, so that was basics of the pre-flight. That's usually what I normally do before any flight. I'll just do that once around, and then get all my stuff together, maybe go to the bathroom or something, and then do the final walk around, and then jump in. So I'll show you guys kind of what the final walk arounds usually consist of. So I'm not gonna do it here just yet, but usually what it's gonna be is pitot cover's off. Yes, it's off. Make sure the prop's still there. Look down there, make sure the chocks are off, which they're still on, obviously. Chocks are off, and then I'll look at all 3 wheels, making sure all 3 chocks are off. And then I'll come over here, oil door is closed. Walk around here. Wings are still on. I don't see any baggage or anything on the wings. Fuel cap is closed. We're good on fuel. And then I'll walk around, just make sure, one last look at all this stuff. One last look. Everything's looking pretty good. One more little pull on the wing. Looks good. And this is just a good stall warning horn. Just flick it to finish off both the checklists. So that's it right there. So that is basically the before flying checklist. Not really checklist, but just procedures that I go through before flying every time. You want to make sure all your stuff's good on the ground before you get in the air, because you'd rather have a problem that you notice now than when you're on the climb out. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know if you want more of these kinds of videos, and I'll start making more flying videos too. I've just been super busy the last couple of days, so thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Peace.